Hello, my name is Caleb. As many of you know, I am an artist, performer, and video maker situation. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to get an artist visa in the UK. Okay, so first let me start out by saying I am a US passport holder, meaning that unfortunately xenophobic, racist nation states will respond differently to different types of passports. So I want to say that I'm speaking from that space. For people who are other passport holders, I don't necessarily know how the process will be for someone else that is not from the US. But borders. With that said, am formally educated. So I went to university, I have a master's degree, so I'm also speaking from that place of privilege as well. So just wanted to let you know what my situation is before I get into the details. Right, so Tier 1, exceptional talent, and for some of you, exceptional promise visa. So exceptional talent, what does it take? What does it mean? Should we talk about that name for one? No, we're not going to go into it. So this is a two-step process. The first being getting your endorsement letter from the Home Office, and the second part of the process being your actual visa application. You are going to be applying to the Home Office, to a designated body is what they call them. So for my fellow artists out there, that designated body is going to be the Arts Council of England. So I'm going to divide this up into 3 different themes. The first being paperwork, the second being time, how long does this take, and the third being finances, how much does this process cost. So I'm focusing on the first stage of the visa application process, getting this endorsement letter. Paperwork. What do you have to give them? So for this application, you are going to provide a booklet of evidence. What is a booklet of evidence? So that means you're allowed 10 examples of why you're super, super awesome and you deserve to be in the UK. Also, you're going to provide them with the application form booklet, which is basically all of your personal information. And you're also going to provide 3 letters of recommendation. So what does that evidence booklet look like? 10 pieces of evidence that prove that you are amazing. And I know at least 2 of those have to be some sort of media recognition, and then you can also include awards, and you can include like appearances, whether that be an exhibition or performance appearances, whatever. You only get 10. So for me, what I did was I kind of focused on my most prestigious awards from very recognized institutions or performances or spaces, and I included those, media recognition as well. Another thing I would say to do is include as much evidence as possible. Yeah, you only get 10 things, but as much as you can show to prove that each thing was a thing, the better. So maybe that's photographs, maybe that's your performance being posted on social media. Maybe that is correspondence to get that exhibition set up. Maybe that's certain conversations with certain curators. So think about the evidence that surrounds each individual proof, or as they describe it, article or document that you want to provide. So what I am going to do, or what I will have already done by the end of this video, is I'm going to upload my evidence list, my evidence booklet, onto my Patreon. So anyone that wants to sign up for my Patreon will have access to that document. So that could be helpful, and I'm also open to answering individual questions for those who have signed up to my Patreon. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to maybe answer quite general ones. We'll see. But second thing, also, actually, before I move on to that, also, you're going to need recommendation letters. So you're going to need 3 of those. One of them has to be from the UK institution, company, maybe that's a gallery. The second letter can be from the UK, but also can be internationally. My personal opinion is you're applying to be in the UK. If you can get 2 from the UK, I think that's probably better. So that's institution, company, body as well. Like I said, abroad is also possible. And the third can also be a similar thing, or it can be from a recognized person in your field. So if you are friends with, I don't know, awesome artists, maybe someone who's a curator, maybe someone who runs or owns a gallery, it can also be from them as well. Okay, on to the time. How long does this process take? Online, it says the process overall, completely, from start to finish, will take 8 weeks. It took me 8 weeks. So, if you have a time crunch, start early. Message people for those recommendation letters. Make sure you start compiling information, photographs, screenshots, screen grabs of everything that you want to include in your evidence booklet. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of my exact dates if that's helpful. So for the endorsement letter, I filled in the application online and also paid online on July 18th, 2019. The next day, I mailed in all of my application booklet and stuff. So, just so you know, you're going to need to mail in that evidence. You're going to need to mail in the application form and printouts of your recommendation letters. You also have to include the CVs of the recommenders as well. So, you know, showing these people are very legit. I received my decision letter for giving me my endorsement for the UK on August 30th, 2019. So I believe that took 43 days, which is about 6 weeks. For stage 2 of the application, I submitted everything online the 1st of September, and I booked my appointment that same day and got my appointment for the 5th of September. I did do a priority service, so I ended up getting my passport really quick after that. I got it on the 12th of September. It was ready for collection. So overall, altogether, that was about 8 weeks. Third thing, money. How much does this all cost? If you are a full-time artist like me and aren't wealthy, then, it can be a very, very, very expensive and pricey process. So I'm just going to run through the numbers. First part of the endorsement, that was £456. So it cost £456 for me to get my endorsement letter. For the second part of the visa application, which is your actual visa application process where you're submitting everything, including your endorsement letter, that costs £152. Something I personally, mentally, bank account was not ready for is the NHS surcharge, which you have to pay as a foreign national moving to the UK. This cost depends on how many years you're applying for. I went for the full 5 years, didn't want to have to worry about this anymore, so I got 5 years and 4 months. I was applying outside of the UK. I applied from Berlin, and my total NHS surcharge was in euros, 2,508 euros, which is about, let's say, £2,200, £2,100, somewhere in between there. I also paid £50 to get my evidence booklet printed. I got it bound, made it all pretty. I'm a designer, so I was like, I want this to be gorgeous. That's not necessary. I'm sure you can cut that cost. And I also paid $250 for priority service. I am sorry, I can't remember how much it costs for regular service for the application, but yeah, mine cost $250 because I wanted it quick. If you don't need it as fast, that cost can also be cut. Altogether, in dollars, $4,000, and in pounds, about £3,050. So, very, very pricey, much more expensive than my Berlin visa. But ultimately, you're looking at about 2 months, you're looking at about $4,000, you're looking at harassing loads of people in your life that you know, and yeah, hopefully you get the visa. So